Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to the show, the very first in the new month of July and in the second half of the year 2022. I am Omono Okonkwo. Let's highlight some of the biggest headlines in Africa's energy industry right now. After a two-day meeting that ended June 30th, OPEC and non-OPEC oil ministers decided to stick to its planned oil output increases in August, but failed to discuss its oil production policy for September and beyond. The group had earlier decided to increase monthly output by 648,000 barrels per day for July and August 2022. Sonatrach has announced a new natural gas discovery at Algeria's biggest gas field, Hassi R'Mel, with an estimated capacity of 100 billion to 340 billion cubic meters of gas condensate. The company says a development work program is underway to confirm the estimated volumes and achieve fast-track production of around 10 million cubic meters of gas per day, starting November 2022. British Petroleum has won the rights to explore for natural gas in Egypt's King Marit offshore concession. In Rwanda, the Mushushito Kurarara Hydropower Plant 5 has been inaugurated. The power plant is expected to power an average of 175,000 homes with clean energy. Eco Atlantic Oil and Gas have signed an agreement to increase its stake in a block in the Orange Basin offshore South Africa. Eco Atlantic is paying $10 million to acquire an additional 6.25% of the block through its subsidiary, Azinam, which will give the company a 26.25% participating interest. Harith General Partners and power developer Energy Group will establish the $300 million Pan-African Renewable Energy Fund to invest in renewable energy and energy access projects across frontier Africa. The 2022 Africa Energy Outlook from the International Energy Agency was recently launched via an online event. That is our focus on Quick Chat this week on the show. This is Energy Frontiers. Welcome back to the program. This week, we bring you highlights from the event, featuring a keynote speech on Africa's energy industry by the IEA Executive Director, Fatih Birol. Enjoy it.
The world is going through a major energy crisis, but Africa itself is being hit by multiple crises: a food emergency, increasing debts, impacts of climate change, and the global energy crisis. Some of you may know, following our work, definitely my colleague, Dr. Abu Zaid would know, at the International Energy Agency, we have been following since almost 20 years how many people have no access to electricity in the world, with emphasis to sub-Saharan Africa. And in the last 10 years, we have seen, despite the population growth, number of people who had no access to electricity was declining. Good news we have been seeing. But last year, as a result of COVID and its impact on the economy, and the affordability of the citizens and governments, we have seen for the first time this declining trend unfortunately reverse, and there was an increase in the number of people who did not have access to electricity. And this year, given the current situation I just mentioned about Africa, I wouldn't be surprised that this rather worrying trend would increase, would continue, and the number of people who don't have access to electricity would increase. This is something very worrying for us. And I mentioned the climate change. I will come to that in a moment, but let me share with you one number which can also help us to steer our debate. Today, Africa has about close to 20% of the global population, yet Africa's share on global cumulative emissions is less than 3%. But yet, the worst impacts of climate change, such as drought, is felt severely in Africa than anywhere else. So, from the International Energy Agency point of view, the biggest impediment of the economic and social development of Africa is the energy access. When we say energy access, we think of the idea two important hallmarks. Number one, the access to electricity. Number two, access to clean cooking. And in terms of electricity, our numbers show that today 600 million people are without electricity in Africa. In terms of clean cooking, about 1 billion people in Africa, they have no clean cooking and using agricultural waste, animal waste for their cooking, which has serious health impacts, especially on women and children. Now, we asked ourselves, how much would it cost to solve both of this problem, namely providing electricity to all the Africans and providing clean cooking, modern cooking services to all Africans? Put them together. How much will it cost and what does it mean? It means, dear colleagues, we need each year in the next 8 years about 25 billion US dollar. It's a big money or small money, depends on who you are and what you value in life. But 25 billion is equal to building one LNG terminal. Okay, we read every day, this country is building an LNG terminal, the other country is building another one, two of them are coming. And just the amount of money to build one LNG terminal, 25 billion, you can provide full access to African people, African families. When it comes to electricity, talking about electricity, Africa has huge renewable potential. I think it wouldn't be wrong or a major exaggeration to say that the future of African electricity will be dominantly renewable energies, especially solar. About 40% of the global solar radiation comes to Africa, but yet only 1% of the global solar electricity capacity is in Africa. The amount of solar electricity capacity and huge solar, and think of the continent, is equal to solar electricity capacity in Netherlands, much smaller than Africa in terms of size. And I'm sure you will agree with me, less sunny than Africa. And here, of course, solar, as I said, should be the main driver, together with hydropower, together with geothermal, wind, and other. But solar outcompetes with many of the other fuels in terms of its cost and availability, being cheap and being available. But in addition to the renewables, maybe Madam Commissioner will talk about it, the having grids connecting the countries in Africa will be also very important according to our study. Electricity is one key issue, but beyond electricity, there are other needs in Africa. Africa needs to grow, economy needs to grow, and industry needs to grow. the cement, steel, fertilizers, they all need energy. And here we wanted to also look at one of the topics discussed heavily, the role of natural gas in Africa.
Welcome back to Energy Frontiers. Let's track the prices of some energy products. Early on Friday, July the 1st, the London Brent crude went down 1.25% to trade at 114.8 USD per barrel, while the US WTI dropped 0.23% to trade at 105.52 USD per barrel. Natural gas was trading up 4.57% to trade at 5.67 USD per MMBTU, also in early Friday trade. This week, a gallon of gasoline in Porto Novo, Benin Republic, cost 2,271 West African CFA franc. In Gaborone, Botswana, in Southern Africa, a gallon of gasoline cost 52 Botswanan pula. And that is the package for this edition of Your Energy Frontiers, and we thank you for watching. You can follow the show on the Frontier Africa Reports website and across all our social media accounts, as indicated on the screen. It's goodbye from me, Omono Okonkwo, and I will see you next time.